Hello everyone, my name is JCRP and you're watching Kalaakaar Makerspace videos. In today's video, we're going to make a shelf which is in the shape of a tree and we're going to use some PVC sheets to make it. So first I make the design using Adobe Illustrator, and here you can see the design. It's in the shape of a tree, and first I convert it into a line drawing and then I export it into a DXF file. The DXF file is going to be the file that will be understood by my CNC machine, and to cut my designs on the CNC machine I use ArtCam. Here's the software. First I create the project and then I import the DXF file. Make sure to select the right inches or mm. Once I import it, I can go ahead and set the tool path. I'll be using a 4 mm milling bit, and the thickness of the PVC sheet is going to be 6 mm. So I'll set the depth as 6 mm, and I can make the file right now. So here's Avinash and Shiva loading the sheet to the machine. Shiva seems quite excited. The PVC sheet is from a company called Acorn. It is a better quality one. It's very rigid and it will be perfect for this project. Once lining up the sheet is done, then we can move the machine and make the Z height position first. Here's the bit checking for the Z height. Once that is set and the program is loaded, the machine goes to work. PVC is a relatively light material, but it's quite versatile, I would say, much easier to work with than MDF. So here's the bit going a full plunge inside the material and cutting it in one go. We'll try to take some creative shots with the CNC machine. Let me know how do you like it. Here is the second pass, just cleaning out the burr. And this is a small piece that broke out when we'll be trying to cut 2 sheets at a time, and this happens. It's just because we were in a hurry. Here's Mike trying to approve the sheets we've cut. He's troubling Shiva. Now he's troubling me, asking me to make him climb the CNC machine. And ultimately, like with all pets, we give up to their wishes. And here's Mike inspecting all the pieces and stopping Avinash from doing his work. He has to stand right on the piece, doesn't he? Okay, so the pieces are cut and it's off from the CNC machine, and here Shiva cutting some strips. These strips will form the depth of the shelf. This is 8 inches wide. All the leftover pieces from the CNC machine were cut into strips so that they can be used to make the shelves. Now you can see the process of how it's getting assembled on the assembling table. Here's one part of the tree, and here are the sheets that we cut on the table saw machine. Each piece is getting measured, marked, and it will be cut in the miter saw. PVC sheets are relatively easy to work, so you can actually score them and break them also. But then if you have a miter saw, then why not use it? Once the pieces are cut, we will have to glue them using cyanoacrylate, or we call them in the industry as just bond. So here we are using bond. Chloroform also works really good, but for this project this would be quite sufficient. The bond actually fuses the material really quick, making it as an instant connection. If you actually take a deeper look, what cyanoacrylate does is it melts PVC and then bonds 2 pieces together. So once a bond works, does its magic, it is really difficult to break the pieces apart. But you should give enough time for it to dry. If you try to remove them before it dries, then definitely the pieces will come off. Here we are marking few more pieces so that we don't get it lost when we are cutting in the miter saw. We are numbering them. So this shelf was mostly like measure, cut them in the miter saw, bring them back to the table and complete the gluing process. We decided to do the branches first, the longer branches first, and then the smaller branches. That way we will have enough strength added to the entire structure. At the places where the branches terminate, we had to club two sheets like this. Make sure that we find the center point and then use bond to glue it. It was a mistake from my side to make the branches wider enough to accommodate two 6mm sheets. In some places I had the branches terminate at a thickness which is less than 12 mm. As a result, at the later part of the video you will see that there is a lot of sanding and putty work that has to be done. With the logo on, here's a look at how we have progressed after a couple of hours of work. This is quite neat. Shiva came up with this idea of using these small plasters to reinforce the joints. It is also PVC and it was a great idea from Shiva. Kudos to him. Now the small branches are being done. That's Shiva making his cut while Deva thinking what to be done next, scratching his head. And here's the small strip, how it is put on the pieces. This is a look of the entire tree done with a depth of 8 inches. All the branches have been laid out. It looks really nice but really messy, and to cover it up we have to use another sheet of PVC cut on the same style, but this time it goes on the top and it's going to cover everything. And there our logo gets sealed inside the tree forever, just in case if anybody demolishes this tree after many years of use, they will still be able to see who made this. Quite a little touch. And now Shiva carefully closing up the entire tree by adding bond and pulling up the branches to cover the holes. As much as Shiva tries to make this work really neat, that much less work is there for Deva, because if Shiva makes any mistake in positioning the PVC sheets, then Deva has to do a lot of putty and sanding work. So it's better that we do the work first right and not leave it out for touch-up work later. After 4 to 5 hours of work, here's the entire tree completely done. For such a size, if you had done with MDF, it would have been really heavy, and I don't even have any idea how we would have attached these branches to each other. But because we decided to use PVC as our choice of material, the whole process went on smooth. And now the smoothing process starts. That means we have to do a lot of sanding. Here you can see Deva and Shiva have started their work, and you can see all the branches, they have been given a touch of sanding done, so that everything that was protruding out has been sanded off. It's come out really good, but that has resulted in leaving a rough edges, which we have to go and cover with putty. Now this putty is actually polyester putty that is used in automotive industry. Is the same putty that I used for the Atlantic blue cabinet. You can see the video on the top right corner. Just click on the eye icon, and we apply the putty using spring steel. That way we get a clear finish. The advantage of using polyester putty is that it dries really fast, so you cannot mix a lot of hardener and think that it is going to work out. You have to mix really less quantities and use it immediately, and it sands off really well also. For places where a lot of sanding is not required, we just use a sharp knife and cut the PVC out. Because PVC is an easy material to use, using the knife worked out well. And the black material that you see here is NC putty. This is a different kind of putty. It takes a little longer to dry, but then the finish that it gives is even better than polyester putty. But the NC putty cannot be used to cover a lot of holes and a lot of gaps. That's where polyester putty comes. So in short, NC putty and polyester putty have their own places and their uses. It's up to us to use and know when to use them. This is SD Auto Coat. It's a plastic primer, and we don't need to use any thinner along with it. You just pour it in the gun and start painting. The smell that this primer gives is really awful, but it works like magic, and we have to use it every time that we work with PVC. The finish that it gives is amazing, but the smell is just awful. This is PS White from Auto Coat, and we are adding a little bit of staining color so that we see what surfaces gets covered. And this color is in a direction towards our final paint. So our final paint is going to be in brown in color. So this is a light brownish color, and this PS White was required because of all the putty work. If we had just used PVC, then PVC is white color and our base is also white, so we could have directly applied the final coat. But because we used NC putty and PVC putty a lot, we had to use primer, without which if we had used the final coat, then we would see blotches of it through the paint. Wow, the way this paint spreads on PVC is magic. I just loved looking at this video again and again. This is a PU paint from Wanda, and it's a brown color. PU paint usually gives a glossy finish, and to mix a PU paint you need to use hardener, and that's why it's actually PU polyurethane. And the thinner that we need to mix with the polyurethane paint is again a PU thinner. We cannot use any normal thinner along with it. So here Deva is mixing the thinner with the paint. We usually use for every 100 ml up to 50 ml of thinner. That way it flows really good out of the spraying machine. And here you can see why we used the primer along with the stainer. It is along in the same lines of our final paint, and once we paint it, it's coming out really good. All in all, the painting process was a smooth process, but it took a lot of sanding, and Deva lost almost all his fingerprints in this process. Wow, the output has come out really good. The glossiness is really nice. I just love the final output of it, and we can go and install it after it dries. Here Shiva using some L clamps to fix it on the wall. Because of the design of this tree, there were no other better way to do it, and once installation is done, the client go ahead and checks all the branches, make sure that they are all secured. Each branch was secured to the wall using an L bracket so that any amount of weight can be kept on top of it and it will not break. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments. This was great effort from our side and the output has come really nice. You can also check us on Instagram. I hope to see you in the next video. Until next time, happy learning.